Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Hey Biz Buds. It's been a while since we've recorded a session. So
Yes.
excuse the nerves. It's just me and Rini today because the two unofficially official machiks aunties of the group have hit some sort of a roadblock in our lives. And we've decided to record a podcast to share about this issue, challenge, sort of thing. I'm actually struggling with coming up with a way to explain the situation, to be
Yes.
honest. But okay, let me just give a backstory, lah, huh? So, Rini and I are two, I guess, peas in the pod because we are the kind of people who are very disciplined with our work. Not to say that others aren't, but
Yeah.
I think we take it to another level lah. With our over planning and our
Yes.
overthinking and our easily overwhelmed nature and also our drive to do everything at the same time.
Yeah.
But lately, because of situations that we've gone through individually in our
Mm.
personal lives, which I'm not going to go too much into, um, to put it in a simple way, the both of us realized after some conversations on WhatsApp privately that both of us went through very fight or flight situations. Not that we haven't gone through it before, but I think these were a bit on the extreme side that has sort of messed up our flow now that
Yes.
we're back and we're okay, somewhat, I think.
Cross
But
fingers.
yeah, but it's messed up our flow big time. Like,
Yes.
maybe really you want to share like what's going on?
Yeah, without going into too much of the things that we are going through individually, right?
Mm,
And like what you mentioned, both of us are planners.
mm.
Like we wake up every morning. We are weird that way. We wake up every morning. We look forward to our to-do list for the
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
And it seems like it's almost 2 months, I feel, right now.
yeah. Now it's gonna be 2 months.
Yeah,
I was
it's
saying I
gonna
was
be two
thinking one
months.
and a
Yeah.
half months just now, but I was like, it's already 23rd October.
Yeah, right.
So
It's gonna
yeah,
end
time
of
flies.
October.
Yeah.
For almost 2 months, we try to figure out like why are we not, I wouldn't say motivated, because motivation is, to me, motivation is like a, it's like a myth. It's a habit
Mm,
that is the habit that you need to do to stay
mm,
motivated in that sense.
mm,
But having said that, is when we wake up every day for the past 2 months, we just don't feel like doing anything, not even jotting down what we want to do for that day.
mm,
It's like what Manisha said, is a fight or flight
mm,
situation,
mm,
where I think I did message her saying that I am in a position where I just do what I needed to do because that's work need to be done.
mm,
But um when you ask me whether I plan to do anything for the month, strategizing, it was not in the plan.
no.
It was not
Yeah.
in the calendar even.
Yeah. I think is it is it okay? This is what when you were saying that, I feel like somehow, although we both are not the go with the flow kind of people,
Yeah,
we've
right.
become the go with the flow kind of people.
And
Like we
I'm
just okay,
surprised.
today I do this, okay lah, just
Right.
if something changed, they change lah, which is very I it's ironically like something that we've healed somehow, but also because
Yeah.
our default mode is not this, we are also
Yes.
wondering if this is like a trauma response. And this is not our healing. Actually, this is
Yes.
our, there's something wrong
Yeah.
right now.
And
Yeah.
to be honest, right? This is the first time that I
Mm,
ever experienced like this for the last 10 years
mm,
of my business.
mm,
And I think this is something where I also I don't want to make age as an excuse or
mm,
something,
yeah.
but being 40s, currently right now,
Mm,
it's also another experience altogether,
mm,
because when I was in my 30s, I tell you, I'm like the go, 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 go,
yeah,
go
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
person.
yeah, yeah.
So when I experienced like this and I had to go like, I just go with the flow, like, oh, I just remembered I need to do this, then
Mm,
I will do it.
mm,
If not, I will just be like, what should I do now?
mm,
Like maybe
yeah,
I'll just look through my LinkedIn and see what I can post.
yeah.
But there's nothing
No
that,
drive.
no drive to it. It's
Yeah,
like I feel like
just
monotonous.
yes, very
And then,
mundane like that.
right?
Like,
And
okay,
then
are we
I'll
bored of
be,
our own work?
I don't know. Okay, having said that, right, there may not be solution
Yeah,
in
yeah,
this
correct,
podcast episode,
correct.
but
Yes.
I mean both of us are not sure how many of you out there may experience
Mm,
similar. And if
yeah.
you do, please comment
Yes.
below whether you are watching this on YouTube or you're actually listening this on Spotify, and share with us your experience, because for me personally, it's my first time.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Manisha. Is this your first time?
To this extent, maybe, yeah, because
Right.
before the turning point came, I was already doing things very one day at a time, which is not very me. And
Yeah.
then the turning point came, and then I kind of got stuck in that.
Mm.
So now, although I have how do I say? I have more control over the things I do. I'm
Mm.
not taking it by the reins and going, okay, let's go, let's do this.
Mm.
I'm like,
Yes.
okay, I have to pay bill. Okay, I want to do this. But then if
Yeah.
I don't do it, it's okay lah, never mind. It's
Yeah.
very like there's no drive, there's no you were talking about motivation just now. And
Yeah.
whenever I feel like when I share with you or when I share with other girls or my friends or even my parents and they're like, no, no, you can do it.
Mm-mm.
Those kind words that people say, you
Yeah.
can do it, we have faith in you,
Mm-mm.
you're better than you think you are. Those are very nice words that
Mm-mm.
light a spark in you for
Yeah.
a moment, but
Then
it's
after
like a
that, died.
birthday candle, very short. So it's
Very
not,
short like this.
yeah, it's just very short. And then it just dies. And then you're like, okay, okay, I did that lah. Okay lah. And then I take something lah. Okay
Right.
lah. Then next, it's like waking up in the morning last time, like, oh, okay, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. Now it's like, huh? What do I have to do? Then I look at my things to do list, and then I'm like, okay, okay, I do this one thing. I do this one thing. Like there's no more passion, there's no
Yeah.
more drive. And I think this is besides me and you, like you said, the reason why we're doing this podcast is we feel like we probably are not the only people who go through
Yeah. Mm-mm.
moments like this. Life
Correct.
is at the end of the day a roller coaster. But it's also a very no, it's a point in a business where we somehow, whether there's things going on in personal life or not, every business has its peak, and
Yeah.
then there's the dips where we all
Mm.
are like, okay, we have no interest in. And I was talking to someone else the other day who was like, I feel like I don't even know if my business is going the way I want it to. Should I just drop it?
Stop it. Yeah.
Because
Mm.
although that person is very passionate, passion that I do not have, sometimes I look at him and I'm like, how you have
Mm.
so much passion? I
Right.
cannot be bothered right now. It's that dip, that tank where we're like, oh, it's just doing, like you said, monotonous work, and then
Yeah.
we're just trying to keep up. But
Yeah.
for us, it's because something happened, and then
Yep.
this is affecting the way we work, and it's not normal for us. So we are
Yeah.
struggling to come back to the usual self. But also, I'm asking myself, and I'm asking you,
Yeah.
is this is it okay for us to just be like this for a while? Maybe it's something we need to control or stop the burnout, because we are also just tired of work, of life.
Yeah.
So emo.
Yeah.
Generally tired lah, ha. And then this is like that, that calm, that let's
Right.
just do things one at a time. I don't know if you feel that way.
I don't know whether this to me is considered calm,
Mm,
because it's still a bit haywire in my brain.
mm, 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 mm.
Like like just I think the other day I was we have this check-in workbook or something
Mm,
like that we
yeah.
have.
Mm,
So when I was looking at my October
mm,
uh goals,
mm.
it was not checked at all,
Mm.
and we
Mm-hmm.
are already on
Mm-hmm.
23rd of October.
Mm-hmm.
So uh I feel that I step back for a bit
Mm.
by not looking, and
Mm.
but at the same time I'm consciously have that at least one of the goal of my October at the back
Mm.
of my mind
Mm.
to, make sure that at least it's being checked lah.
Mm.
Having said that, I always tell fellow freelancers and fellow business owners that
Mm.
don't be so hard on yourself. You
Mm.
cannot check your goals. You can always bring it forward.
Mm.
Uh, but
Mhm. Time to practice what you preach, ah?
yeah, when it's
Mm.
time to practice what you preach, it's very difficult
It is.
because it has been the goal has been there for almost now
Yeah.
is the final quarter, right?
Mm.
Yeah, so it has
Mm.
been there ever since the third quarter,
Mm.
and I still haven't finished it.
Mm.
Now we are in the final quarter already.
Okay. Right.
So it's bugging me. But
Mm.
having said that, I am taking one day at a time,
Mm-hmm.
and I always tell myself, okay, let's finish off whatever that is important right now. And
Mm.
at this point of time, the most urgent and the most important is our upcoming summit.
Yes, correct.
So
Yeah.
making sure that everything all runs smooth,
Mm.
and everything is in place.
Mm.
All the back end stuff are all prepared for and stuff like that. So I don't know whether that is something where I try to soothe myself
Mm.
that
Yeah,
at least
exactly. Yeah,
there's some
something.
work
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
which needs my uh utmost and
Mm.
utmost what do you call it, attention.
Attention. Mm.
Yeah, which
Mm.
for me I cannot discount that
Mm.
because
It's
it
a big
involves a
thing.
lot of
People.
parties,
Okay.
not just myself. It
Mm.
involves my partner, it involves a
Mm.
lot of sponsors, it involves a
Mm.
lot of people.
Mm.
Yeah, because if I actually not be on par in terms
Mm.
of my attention, in terms of my energy, in terms of my what do you call it, the whole thing lah, my
Mm.
focus and everything
Mm.
on that,
Mm.
it will go haywire. So I
Mm.
have this in mind, like, okay, whatever that I wanted to do for myself, for my
Mm.
own, the goals that I wanted to achieve for myself,
Mm. Take a back
um
seat. Ah.
yeah,
Mm.
I take a back seat, put it at a later point,
Mm.
but really focus on this upcoming summit first.
Then be a lesson in prioritizing and
Yeah, it could
taking
be.
one thing at a time for us.
Yeah,
Because,
because
yeah.
I think in my dictionary and Manisha's dictionary is like one thing at a time, like
Don't
actually
exist.
doesn't exist lah.
Even now, my
Actually,
list is like quite a lot of things, you know.
actually it doesn't exist one thing at a time.
No. Okay.
Uh, for me at least, for me it's like sometimes 5 to 6
Mm.
to-do
Yeah.
lists. I will
Mm.
know what to do and stuff like that.
Mm. Wait,
And
I have to clarify. When you
yeah.
say 5 or 6, just for the listeners, it's not 5 or 6 small things. It's 5 or 6 big chunks of things that have little things to do between it. So don't make it seem like she very chill. She only do 6 things a day. It's just not.
Okay, thanks for the clarification.
Clarification.
But but yeah, this is something where I feel that I am rediscovering myself
Mm.
to and I think at the start when we did our word of the year also,
Yes.
my word
Yeah.
of the year was streamline.
Yeah.
So I am actually taking this as a pinch of salt to
Mm.
really remind myself that, okay, girl, this is
Mm.
also part of your streamline,
Yeah.
to make sure that you prioritizing
Mm.
your work, your
Mm.
health, your I think mental health for me in my 40s has, like, I would say the awareness has increased by a lot.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I could actually a lot of things
Mm.
when I was in my 30s.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I could like strike on,
Yeah.
whatever that comes my way. I would
Mm.
just like, okay, next,
Yeah. Yeah.
like next.
Yeah.
Like my mental health is like, I can be like at the top notch.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
but
because both of us at that time were on full gear, like fifth gear already,
yeah,
So it's like, okay, something come, okay, dodge, 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 move,
yeah,
move, move, have to
yeah.
keep
I think
going.
that
Now
also
it's like
mistake,
neutral.
maybe, Could it be?
I think people hinted that to us quite a lot of times, Hello. We stubborn what? That's why we are the
Yeah,
aunties of
yeah.
the group. Then now life slap you
Yeah,
over the
yeah.
face.
I think now life also tired of us dodging.
Yeah. So
So
nice.
it gave us really an experience
Mm.
where we have never experienced
Yeah.
in either our whole, I would say, personal and also business wise. So it kind of like forces us to like, okay,
Yeah.
ladies, sit down
Slow down.
and go back to gear one. Now it's like really gear one, no?
And I find it so interesting that of all people to have this experience at the
It's
same
that.
time is the two of us. It's like, hey, how come she also? Hey, how come I also? It's like both of us are like at that point, and I remember when we both went through it, and you messaged me and I messaged you, and the immediate reaction for me was like, hey, why like repeat
Same, ah?
situation? both both of us went through, and I think at that
Mm.
time was flight. And
Yeah,
yeah, because have
yeah,
been fighting so
yeah,
much for what we want, what our goals
yeah,
are, our word of the year, our work, and
yeah,
helping others. That at one point it was just a bye, y'all.
yeah, yeah,
And now it's come back to, okay, we have to. I say fight because business life every day is it's we have to keep the
yeah.
gears going and
Yes, yes.
everything.
Even though it's at gear
Um,
one
yes,
now.
currently. So the fight in us has like died. It's like
Yes,
I
for a
have to like
moment.
inch and go, like right now I am like just like an angry little kitten, but I have to go back to being a lioness kind of situation. Yeah, so I think it's the universe, or whatever you believe in, the almighty, the
Yeah,
creator, the universe, it's a sign that don't let it come to a point where it affects both your personal
all.
and
Yeah, yeah,
professional.
yeah,
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 because
yeah, yeah.
it's just so it seems that we're calmer and we can process our thoughts better now, but
Mm,
we kind of needed this also. We
yeah.
did need to sit back and go, hold on a minute. Like for you, your word of the year was streamline, kan?
Mm-mm.
And maybe now you can look at your accountability checklist,
Yeah.
workbook, whatever it is, and go back and say, hey, actually, I didn't need to do this.
Mm,
And one of the examples that I'm open to share is me and you have been always talking about me getting into YouTube,
yeah.
So
Mm-mm.
it has been on my workbook for like the longest time that
Yeah.
it's something that I want to do. But right now, I
No.
can tell you straight to your face, no. Like I don't even care if Rini is angry at me now
Yeah.
because I cannot. It's just not a thing on
Too
my
much.
list. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just too much. And as much as I love the topic that I decided on in the
Yeah.
end of the day, I'm like, maybe that is not the right platform for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
For
could
now,
I
yeah.
make money on it? Maybe I could. Will I
Mm-mm.
regret it? Maybe I will. But
Mm-mm.
at this point of time, no, I don't think if I decide to do and it worked or not. It's like, what if, what if, what if? I got
Yeah.
no capacity to think of the what
Yeah.
ifs
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah. So
Correct.
it's just I guess my word was harmony, if I remember correctly. And I
Yes.
don't feel very harmonious right now, since I'm gonna be very clear about that. But also I understand now what I need to
Mm.
achieve that harmony. Because
Yeah.
like we said in the beginning, this sharing session is not one that has a solution.
Yeah.
And just like life itself, we have problems thrown to us every day that some
Mm-mm.
have solutions, some we have to discuss with other people. I
Yeah.
just sharing what I went through. I went for therapy yesterday,
Mm.
and my therapist was coach. Therapist was saying to me that some situations, some problems are easier to solve.
Yeah.
You solve those first.
Yeah.
And I told him that one of the particular issues that we were talking about was a decision that was not up to me to make. Although I would
Right.
love to have control over it and like,
Yeah.
this is what we should be doing
Yeah.
and da 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 da, and
Yeah.
being the ourselves who's like telling people what to
Yeah.
do because we love telling people what to do. What the hell? But at the end of the day, I was like, no, it's actually not my decision to make.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And then he looked at me, he was like, I understand what you're saying, but I also know you well enough to know that if there is no decision taken, you're not
You
going to
will
be
take.
able to sleep at night
Yeah.
because you will just it will just
Yeah.
eat you inside.
Inside.
So
Yeah.
talk to the right people who are making the decision, give your input. And if they really don't come to the same conclusion as you, then it is not your responsibility anymore
Right.
because you did your part by
Mm.
telling them the situation, the possible consequences,
Mm.
your opinion,
Yeah.
and then you leave the thing on them. And it's not
Mm.
easy for people like us to do it
Yeah.
because we have been in charge, voluntarily or not voluntarily, that one I don't know, of a lot of things.
Yeah.
And now where we have to let go of control or we have to let other people take the reign, it's like,
Mm-mm.
can I? Why? Oh no, I'm not doing it. I'm
Yeah.
not doing
Right.
it. What am I
Yeah.
doing? There's a lot of thought process that goes on to this, and it
Mm-mm.
also has, I don't know for me, but for me, for you, but
Mm.
for me, it's also a lot of reflection.
Yeah. It is. It is. Yeah. I think it's also, like what you said, is a reflection of how I can also be a better person.
Mm,
Whether better business person or a better wife, a
mm,
better daughter, or
mm,
whatever position we are in right now.
mm,
It allows me to pen down my thoughts. I think one thing that I did not
mm,
lose while experiencing this whole thing was journaling.
mm,
Yeah. So the only thing that I did not let go was journaling in the morning
mm,
to just uh put on whatever was in my mind
mm,
onto my pen, and I mean onto the
mm,
the, the paper that I
mm,
actually
mm,
journal on.
mm.
And it somehow, I think that's also somehow gave the boost for me to go through
Yeah,
daily, even though it's just about finishing
yeah,
the things that I needed to do.
yeah.
Yeah, because I think I was at the point of mild depression, I would say. It's
Mm,
very dark.
mm,
And I've never experienced that before.
mm,
So when I keep on journaling.
mm,
So it got better and better
mm,
and better and better.
mm,
And of course, I talked to, some religious teachers and
mhm.
stuff like that to see whether whatever I'm feeling right now as a person, not as a business owner, but as a person, is it like okay? Because I feel
Mm,
like not okay, like why
mm,
am I having this kind of like thoughts
mm,
or feelings? But they actually said that it is actually valid. And from there, when they said that whatever that I'm experiencing,
mm,
whatever that I am feeling is actually something where a lot of people have gone through before.
mhm.
So they also told me that I need to um validate my own thoughts, my
Yeah.
own feelings, my own experiences to go through.
Yeah.
Because, truth to be told, I like to gaslight myself.
Mm-hmm. You're not the only one, but okay.
Right? I like to gaslight myself. Like,
Mm,
if I see, if I'm actually going through this something, then I feel that others are actually going through more than me. Then I'll be like, okay, at least I'm not,
yeah.
not going through things.
Yeah, you invalidate your thoughts and feelings by comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So I actually learned that about validation, about
Mm,
reflecting, about, it's okay to feel or experience what I'm experiencing right now.
yeah.
But having said that, currently I feel I'm more at ease, and hopefully I can go back to my gear 5 Now
Maybe three
gear
and a
two lah.
half.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Three and a half. Now going into gear two lah, gear
Okay.
two
Okay.
a bit
Okay.
because already have some to-do list that I've
Yes.
already written.
Okay.
So but having said that, the focus right now is actually the summit first
Mm.
because I don't want to also put myself in a position where I force myself to do things or I force myself to put on a lot of to-do lists or whatever, like how I
Mm.
used to do.
Mm.
And then I crash back again.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is something that I think I learn and I reflect lah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess it's also like you said, like it's that up and down situation where like
Mm.
last time we were gear five and then now we feel bad for being gear one and we think that something's wrong with us.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
and then we go into situations where we're like, hey, I still have it better than, there's so much going on in the world
yeah.
and I still have it better. But we are grateful. I don't
Yeah.
think it's that we have forgotten to be grateful.
Of
It's
course, yeah.
just everybody's lives are different
Differently, yeah.
and we cannot invalidate how we feel
Mm.
um without I guess maybe this okay, one of the last things probably I want to bring up is
Mm.
this the guilt of not being like because both of us have been in business for a decade, over a decade.
Yeah.
So is this guilt that instead of our business growing, it's kind of come to like a
Like a
like a
pause.
pause, yeah, right now.
Yeah,
Maybe is it
probably.
I mean, I sometimes feel that I'm guilty, like, oh, and again, the comparison thing comes up. We look at other people and like, hey, this person's business doing so well. No, there's no hate, there's no
Yeah.
jealousy. But it's like, hey, how come what am I doing? What am I doing
Yeah,
wrong?
yeah,
Because I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
gear fiving. What am I
Yeah.
doing wrong? So
Yeah.
it's that guilt of not being or not delivering for our
Yeah.
clients and not being fast enough, not
Yeah.
being strategic enough,
Yeah.
especially because of the nature of how we
Do
usually
we
do
you
work.
yeah. Yeah,
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 so
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's a lot of feelings to process, and I think as a takeaway from this episode, please know that if you are feeling this, you are not alone. Um,
Yes.
share your feelings, even with individually with Renee or myself, if you
Yeah.
feel like we're available on social media somehow or the other. We're somewhere lah.
Everywhere, everywhere.
We're somewhere. And I think it's a process. It's
Yeah.
part of keeping aside what happens. And it's life, right?
Mm-mm.
Professional life, you go through something. Personal life, you go through something.
Yeah.
Our dear business buddies, friends, they have also gone through,
Yeah.
different situations. We
Yeah.
have moms in the groups. We have,
Yeah.
I know Diana hates this word, but parents in the group. And
Yes.
it's like a situation where we all have to go through. We're lucky actually that we have the six of us together.
Right? Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you feel like you don't, then find your tribe. Talk to someone. Rini has been saying that she's been doing journaling. And
Yeah.
ironically, although I'm the writer in the group, I'm not journaling at all. I
Because
have
I don't need like I don't need like put thoughts onto the journaling. I just write no
scribble.
matter
Yeah,
like
yeah,
like English, Malay, whatever
yeah. It's
language I want to
okay.
put, I can
Good
put.
words, bad words. That one she don't
Yeah.
want to say. Ah.
Yes.
And for me, in fact, it has been talking. It has been going to therapy.
Ah, yes,
So
yes,
I
yes.
think we also maybe can realize that sometimes it's not your preferred way of doing. Like you have to
Yeah.
try something different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like writing comes to me too naturally that if for me to sit down and write, I'm going to be correcting myself
Right?
while
Yeah, I
writing.
thought so. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Correct, correct.
started actually when I went to Japan. I actually bought a notebook. I bought two beautiful pens, and I was like, okay. I sat down and I wrote three sentences, and I was like, tak nak, I cannot do this, because
Yeah,
I'm
I think
judging my own writing.
I think it's quite ironic because I tried voice
Mm,
notes to do
mm,
like journaling of my
mm,
feelings and thoughts.
mm.
And when I listen back, I'm like judging my own voice and I just don't want to, like have that voice note anymore. So I
Yeah,
rather like write
right.
because yeah, so it's something where it's something where I think both of us is like
Yeah, but that's also a good
different,
point. Maybe
right?
because this situation is making us look at things from another perspective, try things that
Mm,
we're not used to trying. So
yeah.
if you feel like you are listening and you are going through something and it's not working or you're not coming out of it, try something different. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
have
I
a
think yeah.
person who,
Correct.
like if they suggest something to you, like really always the girls always tell me go hiking. I'm like, sorry, no thanks. There are some things that you will be outrightly no lah, not
Yes,
for me.
okay.
Because I don't want them to end up carrying me up and down, you know. But there will be some things like for me having solo trips really, make me
Mm,
feel calm. So I do
yeah.
that. But if instead of so maybe if you like travel, you usually go with people, maybe go for a
Mm,
short solo trip.
mm,
Do something that's a little bit different from the way you usually do to see
yeah.
how your mind can kind of get back to
Yeah.
yeah,
I
and
think
it's
it's
not
also help with the creative juice if you do
correct
something different.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, but having said that, I think again, like what I mentioned earlier on, this episode may not have the solution
Mm,
because I think there cannot be a solution because different person
yeah,
go through different experience.
correct.
Like even though for myself and Manisha we went through personal things and then it's all both of us at the same time, but having said that, it's still different in that
Different.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I think okay, we can wrap up
Yes. Thank you for listening, everyone. We actually I kind of feel better having shared this in an episode. And I hope anyone listening can. I mean, if you have something to share with us, if you
Yeah.
have something to scold us, hello, stop it. Also can, no problem.
Yes.
Yeah, and then feel free to tune into our other episodes where we talk about
Yep.
other stuff. And yeah, subscribe, follow, like, and do your thing. Thank you.
Thank you. See you again. Bye.